On this episode of the Flash Traffic Podcast, Russians shooting themselves for money, Ukraine changes its emigration policy, Denmark's history of human rights violations, Flamingo corruption, a nuclear-like tank explosion, and more. Okay, let's go.
Conflict, politics, military-industrial complex, technology, war. The Flash Traffic Podcast.
The T90M.
Yeah, right.
That's a new tank. Yes, yeah, that's new. Yeah, it's comical to even the breakdown tank.
I see what you did there.
That's 4.5 mil. That's a new production tank.
Oh God, that's expensive for those pieces of shit that are going to get destroyed in 4.5 minutes. Hey, it's War Week Friday, and we got a lot of stuff to go over. Hey, let's talk. Why do we call it War Week Friday? It's because it comes from Trump's weaving. It's because the Trump acolytes tried to gaslight us that Trump's meandering to and fro in his speeches or his monologues, that weaving was actually the part of a larger cognitive strategy of a stable genius. I'm a stable genius. To come back around to some amazing point that he's about to make.
Yeah, it's
actually,
right-wing sycophants trying to paper over the fact that he's a moron. And all you would need to know that is hear him babble incoherently. Like if you were like a 11-year-old, you'd be on ADD medicine and getting after school.
Maybe he is
in the school system.
I know Biden was.
Yeah.
What kind of drugs do you think they shot Biden up with? He was probably on a little bit of meth, a little bit of.
The hell's that? What are you talking about?
Just to keep him energetic, just a little bit.
Okay, so you're being an idiot now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, War Week Friday. We have a lot of stuff to talk about, and we're just going to talk about whatever we want to talk about.
Just like Trump.
It's not going to be.
We're going to talk nonsensical shit, just like him.
Yes. We're just going to throw shit at you.
Yep.
And we're just going to go with it. All right, let's start with this.
You got to deal with it. It's your problem. You got to deal with it.
Yeah, it's not our problem.
Not even a little bit.
We just work here.
Yep.
We just work here. Hey, let's start with this. Russian elite soldiers shoot each other for cash. Dozens of paratroopers from the 83rd Air Assault Brigade shoot themselves or each other in arms and legs to fake combat wounds, according to the Times of the UK. They get about $34,000, I guess, to be shot.
That's the injury benefit that the Russian government pays out if they don't scam you and skim it through their corrupt architecture.
Yeah. Does this guy in the picture have a flare gun?
I think that's probably a suppressed pistol. I'm guessing old school suppressed pistol. That's a grenade launcher he's rolling with, I believe.
Yeah, for sure.
Rotary drum, 40 millimeter grenade launcher. Okay. He's got good kit. He's got good equipment. It's multicam. He's got U.S. multicam.
Most important piece of kit,
GoPro.
Right there on his helmet, the GoPro.
Cut
that
down
looks like
helmet.
Yeah.
He must have just bought this all online. He must have just went on Amazon or eBay and just Google U.S. military uniform and equipment and just ordered it.
You think this guy is not even in the Russian army?
He could
be a war blogger.
He could be a cosplayer. Yeah.
He's just a Russian war blogger. Where'd he get this gun, though?
He's
Unless it's made out of plastic.
No, I mean, look at the background. He's in his hooch. He's in his little barracks or whatever.
All right. So you think maybe this guy's a VDV guy or maybe a
yeah, sure. They're the biggest shit-talking pussies out there. 100% he's VDV.
They get the best shit.
Yes.
Where's his ballistic knife? That's what I want to know. You're not Spetsnaz unless you have a stupid spring-loaded fucking ballistic knife.
I think that's from the 80s. Shit. I don't think they roll with that anymore.
No, they don't. That's just like a bullshit
thing. They've been bitch slapped so bad in Ukraine. The guys who want to live have discarded the bullshit of the Soviet era where they're like, it doesn't get us anything. But this is interesting.
Yeah.
This supports,
Hmm.
the evidence, the facts that Russian casualties are tremendous. Like I
Yeah.
saw the Russian budget for 2025 based on the kind of the first 6 months of the year. They are on pace to pay out death and injury benefits for 400,000 people. And I'm sure that,
What is that in rubles?
I'd
Four
have
hundred thousand
trillion
people.
rubles. Um,
Trillion, billion.
but they're budgeting for 400,000 casualties a year, and that
And it's
seems
about
pretty
60.
consistent.
Let's say for math, let's say $50,000 per um
Okay,
so what is that? I wish we could do that math. We don't have the computing power.
capability? No, we don't.
Yeah, we don't have the
So
microprocessors
50,000 times
400,000.
400,000
2
annually,
trillion.
$20 billion.
Oh, okay. 20 billion.
And that's about right. Russia pays tens of billions of dollars for salaries, death
Yeah.
benefits, injury payments,
I
VA.
don't think about it, $20 billion for Russia a year just for the personnel side of this.
And it's
That's
more than
not
that.
okay, sure. Yeah, let's double it.
That-
Let's
that-
say 40
That's
40
this
billion a
dude's-
year.
That's this dude's in Ukraine.
Right.
That's this dude's in Ukraine. It's not the whole army or military. Call it 50 bill. Call it 50 bill.
50 billion. I feel like they can do that. I think it's sustainable.
They got other costs.
I feel like it is.
On top of that, it's not just the infantry loss, bro. They got other expenses piling up as well. Just FYI.
Okay. All right. Well, they're
Remember,
fucked either way.
They
Yeah.
spent 35% of their 2025 federal budget for the military.
Sure. Right.
35%. That means
Yeah.
everything else that this space it took up got pushed to the side.
Do you think they spend a lot on roads and bridges in Russia?
Not even a penny.
Yeah.
Not even
probably
a nickel.
zero. Like they probably rely on the oblast to maintain their own roads.
Right. The oblasts are
Fuck.
broke. So that goes
Yeah.
back to like the Ukrainian invasion of Kursk Oblast, where I forget how much damage the governor said they caused. Something like $7 billion in
It was-
damage.
I know we
Roads,
talked about that a
infrastructure,
couple
we
weeks
did.
ago.
I
Yeah,
think
it was
it's
a lot.
$7 billion. And the federal government can't cover it. And the guy got removed, the governor got removed for saying, hey, where's the money that you promised to rebuild my province? And he didn't get it because they don't have it. And then all
Yeah.
these border guys who are supposed to get, county managers who are supposed to get money for rebuilding these border counties, they stole it.
Yeah.
There's a huge corruption scandal. So the money doesn't exist. And what little does gets ripped off. And then the Russian people are just like,
Yeah.
what do I do?
The Russian and the Ukrainian word for that is rozpil. Rozpil. So it means to take a chop, rozpil, to cut like the piece that you cut off from the government budget.
Oh.
Rozpil.
I thought it meant
Rozpil.
literally to get fucked by Putin. Okay, to take a cut.
That is also the slang.
Well, they're taking a cut. They're taking a chop. Kursk Oblast just got chopped by $7 billion. You're never seeing the money, dude. You're never getting it. While the war is still going on, all your shit's going to remain bombed out. But by the way, that's why the invasion was brilliant for Ukraine. The Russians bombed themselves. They caused us $7 billion of damage all by themselves. Now you can sit there and wallow in it.
Do you think that maybe the Ukrainians might take a page out of the Russians' tactical / operational playbook? Sorry, and just how about infiltrating like groups of 3 or 4 guys really far into Russia, just all over the place, just causing chaos? Like partisans, and they just go into a town and they just
do a raid. I know this video's been making the rounds of I think a GER guy or sponsored setting a fire to a stationary rail fuel car at night.
I have not seen that video.
Came out a couple days ago. They had some kind of explosive device underneath this fuel car that blew up. Fuel car caught on fire, and everyone's like, "Oh, it's a GER proxy unit." And whatever, occupied Crimea.
A friend of mine just sent me a picture of the express train that goes from Kyiv to Kharkiv. And the Russians hit that in the station, like a train, and it got completely screwed up, like destroyed the entire train. And I'm thinking, wow, for the most part, you think train travel, I consider train travel inside Ukraine fairly safe. But this was
You mean
shocking.
except for when targeted by an Iskander by Russia?
Yes, I think a
Asterisk.
Shahed hit it. Yeah, in the
Shahed's
station.
not
But
blowing up a whole train, dude.
this maybe just the car. Maybe it was just the car, but it
Yeah,
was
it's not
disturbing
helpful.
to me.
But Ukraine should be doing this to Russia. Every
Yeah.
train station they have within 1,000
yes.
clicks.
Yeah,
Every
for
day
sure.
they should be doing this.
If you can reach it, you should be hitting it.
Yeah,
maybe
right.
with the Firepoint 1 drone, loitering drone. Maybe that's what they can use.
Ride the Flamingo.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Flamingo later. Hey, let's go on to this. I think Politico must have been listening to our podcast yesterday when we talked about how stupid Witless Witkoff is. And then they come out with this article that says, quote, his inexperience shines through. Steve Witkoff struggles to manage Russia as Trump peace envoy. Yeah, we got it. He's a moron. We talked about this yesterday forever. This guy's a moron. Let's move on. War Week Friday.
Hold on.
Oh, wait, go ahead.
Is an apartment building salesman. But this shows you the dysfunction of the U.S. political system, where you hire your cronies and sycophants and bros, nepotism and crony capitalism. You put unqualified dipshits into very senior positions because you know he's a sycophant and he's going to kiss Trump's ass and he's going to conceal and hide everything they're doing because Trump doesn't want you to know he's cutting deals with Putin to try to make a buck. That's this whole shtick that's going on.
I guess it would be cronyism, right? Nepotism is if it's your family member. So this is cronyism.
Trump doesn't do that, right? Because Trump doesn't do that.
No, his family is, just as well off as they were before his.
This is crony capitalism, where he gets some apartment selling bro just like him, who's a right-wing MAGA bro, to do shady shit with Russia.
This is corruption.
Played. Oh, 100% corruption.
This is as bad as any Ukrainian, Russian 100%. Corruption. As bad as any African third world corruption.
100%.
This is absolutely corruption.
It's as moronic,
this is
unintelligent, and clownish as anybody else. This is why Putin plays Witkoff and Trump like a 5-penny harmonica. That these guys are prepared translators, they take notes, they get briefed, and then the American clown show rolls in with like big clown feet, orange hair, big red nose, and we wonder why Russia just plays us like a bum in the alley. This
is all part of Witkoff's plan to rope-a-dope these guys. He's going to rope-a-dope these guys.
Witkoff.
Witkoff, he's a stable genius. He's my friend Steve. My friend Steve is really smart. We've done many deals together. He's just trying to rope-a-dope Putin into thinking that he's a stupid piece of shit moron asshole, and then he's gonna right hook that guy.
Oh, he's gonna
come out.
He's gonna come out of the corner. Masterpiece.
I can't wait for it.
He's a chess player, Witkoff. 3D chess,
Stable genius. Hey, speaking of corruption, let's look at this.
Raytheon?
Nope. Maker of Ukraine's new Flamingo cruise missile facing corruption probe.
Good. I'm glad they are.
You live by the sword and you die by the sword. When the Firepoint, which is the company that makes Flamingo and also their loitering drone, the FP1, when they came out with this PR campaign and they came on everybody's radar there's a negative side to that is people start sniffing around
Now you're on
your
everyone's radar.
backyard. Yes. And so apparently Zelensky's buddy, when he was a TV comedian, one of his producer friends, I guess, had a huge financial stake in First Point, or Firepoint.
No.
Excuse me, Firepoint. Yeah.
No.
And so now the anti-corruption agencies, NABU, are looking into this.
Good. Put
this
him in
stuff.
jail, dude.
Hey,
put him in a pound you in the ass federal penitentiary in Kyiv. Yeah, you're corrupt. You're undermining the war effort. I got nothing for you.
I wonder if they have any club feds like we do.
Yeah, like in Odessa
for white collar. Yeah, in Odessa on the beach.
I thought you were going to say white people, but also white collar.
I did not say white collar.
But also the same thing. In the U.S., it's the same thing.
100%. There are black individuals that have been incarcerated for white collar crime.
For Club Fed.
And they're in Club Fed. Come on.
Would that be like Kwame Kilpatrick? Kwame Kilpatrick didn't get a soft landing.
Who is that?
He was the mayor of Detroit. I only know that because I was in Detroit when he got busted by the Bureau and DOJ, and they put this dude away.
When was that?
Oh, this is a horrible dating. 2015.
Oh,
I guess that's a Detroit thing because I worked in Detroit and knew all the Detroit gossip. You talk about a corrupt city. Oh my freaking God!
I think every city in America is corrupt. Did you see the thing that with the governor of Illinois? He was on the waterfront in Chicago, and he was talking about Trump sending the National Guard into Chicago to clean things up. And that disingenuous piece of shit stood there and said, "Does it look like we have crime here?" He's standing on the waterfront, where it's nice, part of Chicago.
That's the east part of Chicago.
Does it look like does it look like we have crime here? I'm thinking, you disingenuous piece of shit. You have the highest murder rates in the country. Yeah, you have fucking crime in Chicago. But look, I don't know if they should send in the National Guard. I'm just saying that the governor of Illinois is a disingenuous piece of shit, just like every politician. Hey, as promised.
True that.
As promised. Here you go. Slim Pickens riding a Flamingo cruise missile into the Kremlin. Now, why does it look like a cartoon? Because AI wouldn't let me do a realistic picture.
Can you send that to me separately? I want to retain that. Thank you. Can you send that to me?
Are you gonna get a picture? Are you gonna get a T-shirt made with this on it?
I might put that in my book.
And what did you say yesterday? I can't remember what the catchphrase for the T-shirt was. I'll have to go back and look at it.
Was it just ride the flamingo?
Maybe. I don't know.
Ride the flamingo.
I thought it was a little more witty than that, but that's about your speed. So,
fuck you with a flamingo? I got fucked by a flamingo.
Oh, maybe. That's a little better.
And show like the Kremlin on fire.
Yeah. Early on in the heyday of artificial intelligence imagery production, it would allow me to make pictures with the actual Kremlin on fire. Because I remember sending a picture to my friend of Santa Claus. It was about Christmas time, and Santa Claus was running away from the Kremlin. He just set the Kremlin on fire.
Nice.
And it was a realistic, no shit. It looked like a real human being. But now I guess the morality police have caught up with artificial intelligence because they will not let me make a realistic picture that shows actual locations.
What program are you using?
People.
What program are you using?
I used a couple of them. I used ChatGPT to start with, and then I ended up using some other one. I can't remember what it was. But I guess the morality police has caught up, and now we can't make realistic images and movies that show killing and burning and pillaging.
Sad state of affairs.
I know. Hey, just real quick, here's a video. It is the Firepoint.
I've seen this.
FP1 drone. We talked about, the
it's
Ukrainian
Shahed knockoff.
It's a Shahed knockoff. Okay.
That's brilliant though. Keep it cheap. Do it in mass. Launch that bitch every day. Launch 100 of them, 500
Well,
of them every
they're
day.
making the Russians want to make 1,000 a day.
Good. Ukraine needs to make 1,000 a day.
Yeah, it's just going to be, it's just going to be
Escalation.
chaos. Everything is going to get blown up. Okay, let's talk about this story. This story, because it's War Week Friday, it may seem like this has nothing to do with war or the military-industrial complex or conflict.
Medvedev's head.
Or Medvedev's head. It has nothing to do with that. But I'm here to tell you, and I will explain why, that it does have something to do with conflict. Because we were talking about Denmark yesterday, and we were talking about Greenland.
There's
the
a lot of
spies
words
in Greenland.
put together here. A lot of words going on here.
The title of this article in the New York Times, the newspaper of record for the United States of America, is, quote, Denmark apologizes after birth control scandal in Greenland, end quote. And the subtitle is, for years, Danish doctors inserted intrauterine devices, IUDs, in Greenlandic girls and women without their consent, part of a painful legacy of mistreatment. So apparently, since the 1960s, and this practice ended around the mid-1990s, according to the article, these Danish doctors were putting IUDs in Greenlandic women without their consent or knowledge or anything. And then they would go to the doctor and be like,
so what they do? Knock them over the head? Without their knowledge. I mean, what are you talking about?
Okay, maybe they weren't telling them what they were doing.
I'm going to do some surgery in your junk, but I'm not going to tell you. Okay, that sounds good.
Maybe. I mean,
okay.
Apparently, a large percentage, like most of them, the Greenlandic people are Inuits. So the native people
but you
of
know
Greenland.
What? They're native asterisk because Europeans are more native than them. The Inuits came after.
You're talking about like the Vikings or something? Oh,
yeah,
here we go.
The Vikings predate the Inuit. The Inuit emigrated there after the Vikings. Although the original Viking colonies with Eric the Red, who I guess was a mass murderer, and that's why he got kicked out of Iceland, the Vikings predate the Inuit. So you can make the argument Nordic, Western European peoples are truly native when compared to the Inuit. And then circle back, the Europeans come back, and it was a Danish explorer / I think Protestant religious guy, goes back in the 1700s, and he's like, where's all the colonies at? We haven't had communication with them for a century. Yeah, they're all dead.
They're all dead.
Left. But the Inuit are there. So now, I guess by default, the Inuit are now indigenous to second wave of Europeans, because first wave of Europeans disappeared. Don't know where they went.
I think it's interesting that the Prime Minister of Denmark, here's a picture of her, Mette Frederiksen, chooses this time period to apologize to the Greenlanders over this whole scandal. I wonder if it has anything to do with the United States getting serious about sniffing around Greenland, and trying to induce an insurgency inside Greenland. The colonials are not happy with Mother Denmark.
So Denmark colonized Iceland, Greenland, and the Faroe Islands. A lot of turf, a lot of land, not a lot of production or a whole lot of utility since the 1700s, and they act like Western superior colonizers. That's how they acted.
Yeah,
that's what Europeans did. Same with Canada. Canada mistreated, abused its native population, which includes Inuit. Obviously, the U.S. did the same thing. But this is consistent with Western colonization practices. You look down on the natives,
Yeah.
and then you impart whatever management of their population you think you should. But this has been an ongoing beef since the 1700s with Greenland, where they're like, hey, we're second class citizens. Yeah, you were
Mhm.
always treated like that. The Danish always looked down on you as
But
backwards, non productive, no manufacturing, no
what were
industry,
they trying to
uneducated.
achieve, though? What were the Danes trying to
What,
achieve?
limit their population?
This
Limit
is
their voting
eugenics.
power?
This is
This
this is.
isn't this
I
isn't
don't think they have
uncommon.
voting. They don't have voting.
Yeah, they
They're
do.
like Puerto
Greenland,
Rico.
now Greenland's its
It,
own territory.
it's a semi-autonomous
Right.
or
They still get
autonomous whatever.
federal funding from Copenhagen because they have almost literally no industry. They can't support themselves. They can't defend themselves. They don't have a military. Denmark provides their national security.
Right. But this is straight up eugenics. This was
Right.
trying to
This isn't
improve,
uncommon.
in quotes, trying to improve the population
This
through
isn't
selective breeding.
this isn't uncommon.
This is
Or stopping natives from having 15 kids per family.
yeah. Well, this is a human rights violation. I mean,
Sure.
if
By
I
the
were
way, by the way,
if
get
I
in
was
line.
Greenland,
By the way, get in line. You want to know human rights violations? Take a ticket, get in the
yeah.
back of the line.
But this is I see an opportunity here, and this is probably why they apologize now, because in theory, there's an opportunity to continue to sow dissent among the Greenlanders
Oh, sure there is.
against the Kingdom of Denmark for ridiculous bullshit like this. And it would be a great opportunity for the U.S. to come in and say, hey, you know what? We would treat you much better as a territory of the United States. Look at how we treat our other territories.
Like Puerto
Look
Rico.
at Puerto Rico. Oh, yeah, that would be terrible. Because when Hurricane Maria came through a couple years ago and nobody had power, food, or water in Puerto Rico, the United States basically didn't do shit. And they probably are still without power today in some parts of Puerto Rico. But at least the United States can say, hey, Greenland, look at how we treat the Inuits in Alaska, in our state. Oh, no, they can't do that either because we are culturally insensitive to the native Alaskans, and we like to go and steal their minerals without their consent. So I guess it comes around, right? If we would have treated Puerto Rico and the Alaskans and the Inuits better, then we would have a good argument to take over Greenland right now without a shot fired.
But we don't. But we don't have a good argument. And the U.S. has tried several times haphazardly to buy Greenland from Denmark. As late
Not
as
going to happen.
Late as the 1800s, they did a report on Greenland and Iceland where the U.S. proposed to buy both of them. But it was the same story. The natives don't like the Danish. Danish don't treat them well, treat them as second-class citizens. In other words, they act as colonizers.
Yeah.
I got it.
Definitely
they act
colonial.
like Western colonizers,
Right.
like Western Europe treated every other colony.
Yeah, that's why. Look, why does Greenland doesn't give a shit about the United States taking them over? Because basically they're trading one imperialist for another. What benefit would it? There's 60,000 people that live on
very
that
small,
gigantic island.
Not much, right?
And this would not benefit any of them unless we gave them if we simply said, hey, we will give you each $1 million. What is that? We can't do the math. If we could do the math, it'd probably like $60 billion for Greenland, right? $1 million times 60,000. Is that six?
You know, I'm doing
60
it right
billion?
now.
Is it 60 billion? I'm guessing 1 million
60
times
billion.
60,000. I got lucky. I just totally guessed.
60 billion.
We could pay off every person on Greenland for 60 billion. That would be a bargain. And then Denmark could do nothing about it. What are they going to do? Greenland voted to be,
millionaires,
annexed by the United States. And why? Because we gave everybody $1 million cash. That would be cheap. Why don't we just do that?
60 billion would be cheap.
We're solving problems here.
60
we're
billion would be cheap compared to what like the actual value is.
Yeah.
But the U.S. had a chance to do this in the 1800s, screwed the pooch, didn't make a serious offer. We were, divided about it. We're still complaining about the Alaska Purchase, how stupid that was. And then 50 years later, that's a genius move. So because the U.S. was a clown show, we couldn't figure out that could have been smart in the long run. We did buy
Yeah.
the U.S. Virgin Islands from Denmark, which were the used to be owned by them. We bought those, but we were concerned with the Germans using those for submarine warfare against us. Although that was
Ooh,
kind of
interesting.
fantasy. The Germans didn't have the wherewithal to pull that off.
Thank you, Cliff Clavin, for that history update on Denmark.
Almost like I wrote a
That's
chapter
great.
on that in my book.
That's amazing. Good. I can't wait to read it.
But isn't it interesting how I
Yes.
most likely, and now you, know more about Greenland, Denmark dynamics than the entire Trump administration put together?
That's right. And so does our
Well,
viewers.
more than
Now
Witkoff.
our viewers do too.
The viewers know more than Witkoff does.
Do you think Steve Witkoff reads at
No,
all?
no.
Like, does he read anything?
He
Or do you
watches
think
TikTok
he gets
videos.
he gets all his news from TikTok? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's go on to this in the New York Times, and that was yesterday. Basically, the conscription age in Ukraine was 27 years old, and they dropped it to 25 years old.
Good.
And no one, until just a couple of days ago, no male in Ukraine could leave the country if they were aged 18 to 65, I think.
Okay.
They were not allowed to leave the country. So what everybody was doing, if you had the resources, you sent your child away before he turned 18 to somewhere in Europe. And that's just the way it was. And the article mentioned children or young adults not attending their prom because they would turn 18 and they would just leave before they graduated high school. But now you can leave the country if you're aged 18 to 22.
Which is not conscription age, so who cares?
Yeah, what is this going to do to your available pool of possible conscripted soldiers in the future? It's going to lower it, of course. I mean, this is going to allow more people to leave after having planned more, I guess, or whatever, to how to leave or gain resources to leave the country. I think what's going to happen now is those same people are just going to stay in Ukraine until they're 22, and then they're going to leave. So you've just delayed it for about whatever that math is, 4 years.
Right.
So the reasoning behind the legislation was if these kids are going to leave anyways, at least allow them to come back and forth and maintain roots to Ukraine longer than they would. Because if they leave at 17 years old, you go to Poland, you get a job, 5 years later, you get married to some Polish woman and you have an IT job. What are the chances you're going to come back to Ukraine? Pretty low. So I think the issue here is not so much, hey, you're allowing people to go back and forth. It's going to decrease our pool of conscripted soldiers. Yeah, that's true. But I think the bigger issue here is the zeitgeist of being totally at war. Like they're not focused on being total war.
So
like we mentioned before.
Like the U.S. and Vietnam. The U.S. and Vietnam half-assed it. You could say the GWAT. U.S. half-assed it. There's no draft. There's no conscription.
But
you
we
just
weren't
sit in your
invaded.
living room.
The U.S. wasn't invaded by Mexico or Russia.
Didn't Vietnam invade us?
No.
Oh, why were we there?
I'm just saying there's a bit of Ukraine at war, Ukraine at dinner to this story. And of course, it's going to be unsettling to Westerners who, look, a lot of us believe that Ukraine should lower the conscription age to 18, kick the shit out of Russia for about 6 months. Yeah, that's just, that's our culture. We have a culture of send our young and poor to war because that's what we've always done. Why do we always send the poor?
It's interesting because
system of a down.
they're vulnerable, and getting paid to go to war looks attractive. But that's exactly what Russia does. Like we said, only 2% of cream puffs in St. Petersburg and Moscow sign on the dotted line to get whacked in Donbass. The other 98% ain't from Western European modern cities. And and it works out nice. You don't have to do anything. Just the poorest, brokest dudes with no running water or toilets to get whacked for $2,700 a month. That's appealing. That's more than he makes all year. I just got to survive 1 month. I did better than I did all year. And that's so appealing. And all your broke, poor, they're all ethnic minorities, sign up and get whacked and amputated in Donbass. Works out great for the Russian, Caucasian, ethnic Russian elites. Perfect for them. What do they care?
Yeah.
They don't care even a little bit.
It's nice to have a surplus of poor young males.
And they have that for a while. You have
it's gonna
that
run out. Doesn't last forever.
Until you don't.
Hey, let's talk about this. You want to talk about the production of the Leopard tank. Apparently, individuals are still building tanks. Countries are still plopping out very expensive tanks. How much, according to this story, does each Leopard 2 Alpha 8 model tank cost? Because apparently Germany, 23 million apiece. 23 million apiece. They're selling 44 Leopards to the Lithuanian army for the outrageous price of 20. What do you get for $23 million?
Yeah, that's my question. On the battlefield, what does that get you? What does the tank get you?
It gets you a very expensive and very poor self-propelled artillery gun. If you're lucky.
No tank, the Russian tank fleet has become nothing but target practice for Ukrainians. It's a means to raise the cost of doing war. The more you spend on this stuff, the more you lose when you get taken out. There is nothing on this Leopard tank that defends itself from a drone. Nothing. Tell me what it is. Tell me what is their explosive reactive armor? No, it doesn't. It's smoke screen? No, it doesn't. It's active protective system? Pick one off the shelf that you're trying to use. It blows up a tow missile. Yeah, no one uses them anymore. Like $23 million. Still, a $500 drone can take you out. To this day, you don't have a defense to it.
I think
it's not worth it, dude.
Thinking of it, the only real use for a tank is internal security.
Oh,
right?
Now we're getting somewhere.
How about that? If you're a dictator piece of shit and you want to put the National Guard in Chicago, you should have a lot of fucking tanks. Because they're really good on internal security, unless your insurgent groups pull their heads out of their ass and start using FPV drones.
Tanks work when there's no threat to them.
Yeah.
Think about that. What happens when this $23 million tank rolls over a 50-cent AT mine that was built in the 70s and has been sitting in a warehouse? What'd you get out of your 23 mil?
You know what we used our Abrams tank for when we were in the deserts of Kuwait on the border with Iraq?
You'd heat your food on the engine deck.
No, we put it as gate security. You know, we had the little zigzag gate.
Oh, that's
we'd have an Abrams tank right there to shoot the whatever the terrorists coming in with a VIB. Yeah,
that never came.
A vehicle-borne IED. That never came. Yeah, so that's what we used our very expensive armor for.
Bradley's, same thing.
Ridiculous.
Gate guard, scare people off.
Stupid.
It worked. I remember.
Bullshit.
Sorry to go boomer on you. Coming back when we on one of our deployments, we'd go out this back gate. It was kind of rural.
There you were.
Yeah, and they had a Bradley there. You know, God bless them. Big Army. Brigade combat team, Bradley, pulling security at the wire in the back. Coming back in, like we're like on ATVs, got nods, doing nighttime shit. Come back in.
Mountain bikes.
Oh, that's probably would have been smarter. And like trying to get comms, like, hey, about to come in. Don't want to get whacked by you and your 25 millimeter chain gun. No answer.
Every day's a passage of lines.
Every day.
Yes.
So no one's there. drive up next to it on my ATV, stand on top of my ATV so I don't have to climb on top of this thing, climb on the Bradley. I think I get
Yeah.
like the butt of my knife, something hard, and pound on the hatch so that
Yeah.
they'll hear it. And then like a dude, I'm like, bro, we're coming back in. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, thanks. And then I went and told the S3, who we knew. I said, you know, your Bradley in the back is fucking cold to sleep at night, and they're
Yeah.
supposed to be pulling security. He lost his shit, and he should. I said, hey, just wanted to let you know.
We had a Bradley on an exercise go comms out for like 3 hours on an exercise.
There I
was
was
asleep.
at NTC.
Everybody was asleep.
There I was.
Hey, explain passage of lines so everybody knows. It's a very dangerous maneuver on the battlefield where two different units are going. Let's say there's one unit that's in place and they're being replaced by another military unit. It's very dangerous because you don't know who the fuck that is and you want to shoot at everything that moves. And so it's a very carefully orchestrated maneuver where one unit makes contact with another friendly unit, and you try not to get friendly fired into tomorrow. Passage of lines. So I don't know if that's a good explanation, but
it's dangerous. Two different elements who don't know each other.
Yeah,
and you got a bunch of dumb 18-year-old kids with machine guns, who are amped up and got adrenaline.
Or
and maybe
worse.
something bad happened yesterday.
Yeah.
It's dangerous.
Or somebody with a smooth bore, main gun, 120 millimeter, with an itchy trigger finger, because like a lot of those track commanders, might be in like an E5, E6. Hey, you don't know. Fuck.
We've been shot at. We've been shot at by U.S. troops.
It happens all the time.
It
just doesn't get publicized.
Most dangerous
you don't read
thing
about it in the newspaper.
Was going through a checkpoint. Most dangerous thing, going through a U.S. checkpoint when you're doing like low visibility operations in civilian clothes and relaxed grooming standards. It'll age you.
Oh, are you saying the poor special forces guys who never fucking shave, now it's coming back on you? Huh? Maybe you should shave a little more often.
Like your head?
Exactly. Hey, here's Friday. Here's a video of a Leopard tank driving around Crofts.
2 Alpha 4, less expensive, right? Because that's an older
Leopard 2, Alpha 4 model.
That's an older model. So that's a little.
It's not the Model 8 that they're selling to Lithuania for $23 million. But let's just check this out.
Oh, let me see. Let me pull up a price on this. Give me a second.
Go ahead.
Give
us a price.
Alpha 4.
Alpha 4.
It depends on upgrades. The deal you got about $12 million.
Okay,
$12 million. You're looking at a $12 million piece of equipment.
It's not a $4.5 million.
Nope.
What do we call it? T90 breakthrough. Breakdown.
Breakdown tank.
T90 breakdown. Okay, that's
$12 million right here. Are we getting our money's worth? Let's look at this.
Let's see.
War Witty Friday.
War Witty Friday. It's kind of like a pet.
This is like a video game. Is this a video game?
It's like when you put a video camera on your cat and he runs around the neighborhood.
So this dude's, I've never done that to a cat.
What's the music like on this? Oh, yeah.
Techno, gothic.
Who could have guessed?
Shit.
Who could have guessed that? So basically, this Leopard tank is just driving around Crofts, shooting up random shit wherever they think infantry might be hiding, destroying buildings, just a bunch of random shit just driving around. Is that what you take? Is that what you want your tank to do?
This was heralded as a great anti-breakthrough operation by the Ukrainians. Some rando bro just shooting abandoned apartment buildings.
This is a thunder run through Crofts.
Right? Yeah.
Crofts.
YOLO.
They're just let's go. Let's expend some rounds and say we did shit. We killed Russians.
What if the guys walked to that part of the building in the back? Then you drive off, and then they come back to where they were.
They have no idea. These guys are buttoned up, first of all, inside the tank, which means the hatches are closed.
That's impressive. That level of destruction. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is impressive. I mean, it makes a big boom.
And then the driver's like, punch it back where we came from.
they're looking out these little tiny slots. They can't see shit. It's not like they can use their infrared stuff and all their optics driving around in this scenario. So yeah, it's just ridiculous shit.
Is that worth $23 million to you?
Fuck no. Why? You know what? I was thinking about the tank, and I think, what if the track commander had augmented reality goggles, so it can slave to the tank, it can see the tank's optics.
How much?
It's got.
That's a fire control system. How much? You're talking digitizing the command and control function. How much?
Extra million.
That's why
Extra
the new
2 million.
Leopard.
Why
bro,
not?
You're in fantasy world.
3
That's
million.
why the Leopard.
6 million.
That's
I
why
don't
the
know.
modern. Yep, shut the fuck up, and I'll tell you. That's why the latest
7 million.
2 Alpha
8 million. 8 million
is 23 million. Everything you just described. They digitized the fuck out of it. They turned it into Call of Duty video game. All these bells and whistles. They go
but here's what it doesn't have.
out of it. So it's as expensive as an F-16 Block 70, which is as much as a fucking F-35 Joint Strike Fighter now. The fuck are we doing, Medvedev?
Are you saying the military-industrial complex is out of control?
They are
you saying they're just building expensive shit that's never going to be used?
Right. It's
I've
part
never
of that
heard that.
National security thought process with fear governs a society. And there's nothing more valuable than your national security. So you play into this, and I convince you that you need a $23 million tank to YOLO to an apartment complex to fire randomly into it. That's what I just convinced you to buy that shit for. Well, brilliant. By the way, KNDS makes the Leopard. They're a private company. You cannot invest in them because right now it would be a good investment. Rheinmetall used to make the Leopard. They no longer do. They make parts for the Leopard. Fire control system, the main gun is what I'm aware of that they make.
Yeah, you would think that, hey, hasn't that opportunity passed for investing in the military-industrial complex? You think so, but then, like, today
should have done
I
it
read,
in 2022.
Yeah, then there's still probably some growth there. I'm not a financial expert, like a stock market asshole.
You do have an MBA, though.
I do have an MBA, but that doesn't mean shit. But then today I read in the New York Times that NVIDIA sales have gone up 56%. It's like it never ends. Like, you would have thought,
ice cream cone.
Yeah, you would have thought, like, last year, you're like, oh, I missed the bubble on artificial intelligence. I'm never going to invest in NVIDIA. And then you wake up today, you're like, holy shit, it's still going up. It's exponential. Anyways,
that's why
that's a War Week Fridays comment.
That's why I invest in the S&P 500 to make up for your own stupidity and not catching the big ones.
Exactly.
At least you catch a little of it.
Yeah, don't be a dumbass and put all your money into the stock market.
Correct.
Put all your money into crypto. We give good advice here.
See the link below.
That's right. Save 5% on Trump crypto if you use the code Flash Traffic.
Use our code.
That's right. Jesus.
QAnon Friday.
QAnon Trump Friday. Look at this. Look at. Here's the story.
Oh God.
I just wanted to briefly talk about this guy.
Is he an asshat?
No, he's not.
No.
Ukrainian soldier.
Oh.
Who was left for dead. He was captured by the Russians, tortured. They slit his throat. They threw him into a large pit with other presumably dead Ukrainian soldiers. Obviously a giant war crime. This dude cut his bound hands with some broken glass, crawled out of the body pit, and crawled for 5 days to Ukrainian lines with his throat slit, left for dead. Isn't that an amazing fucking story?
I'm giving the guy 100% disability, pretty high medal, pretty high award. I give him a cush assignment, and then I would bomb every Russian position I could find.
In that order.
100%.
Can we just bomb the Russians first, and then we'll
Ride the
take care of the
Flamingo,
admin
dude.
stuff?
Shoot a Flamingo up their ass. As soon as you get it, launch it.
Yeah, right at that unit. Like,
Yep.
what if you're some asshole Russian infantry battalion, right? And Ukraine just decides to murder all of you.
Like
Just
with a Flamingo?
with everything. Mass everything and kill everyone in your unit, and then send in Black Hawk helicopters with SBU with GUR to finish off anybody that's still breathing or moving or twitching.
SBU will fuck you up.
SBU,
the GUR will fuck you up too.
Yeah. It says here on this post, quote, what he told us was that the first guys who were captured, they were from reconnaissance. The Russians gouged out their eyes, cut off their lips, mutilated their male organs, ears, and noses. Wow.
You got to kill them. You got to kill all of them. You got to kill
all the Russians. Okay, speaking of killing all the Russians.
You think you're going to negotiate with them? What are you, a fool?
No.
You got to destroy them in the field.
No.
Hello?
Yeah. Speaking of killing Russians, let's start ending the podcast today on some videos. As we usually do on this podcast, especially on War We Friday, we end on videos. Let's look at this. This video is of a Ram 2X loitering munition like the Switchblade Garbage 600. But this thing flies into a Russian soldier right in the face.
Oh, that's the dude right there. Oh.
Those things carry like 10 pounds of explosive. This isn't an FPV drone. This is a loitering munition.
Did it have his helmet on?
It doesn't. It's not going to buff out. That's not going to buff out. I mean, that guy.
Oh.
Right in
What's he
face.
doing? What is he doing?
Who knows?
He's got like his ear pods in. What are you doing, dude?
He's not going to survive that.
Don't you
There's
hear?
nowhere he can run. No.
Don't you hear anything?
He's not going to survive that. Just a feel-good story about a Russian getting blown right in the face, though. Ouch!
If I
That's
can
gotta hurt.
Quote big army everywhere. Yeah. Stay alert. Stay alive.
Oh, great! That's helpful.
Take the ear pods out.
That scenario.
Get off the freaking TikTok video bullshit, bro. You got a loitering drone coming for you. What are you doing?
Look, it's all training. It's all being vigilant on the battlefield. You get tired. You get bored. You get hungry. You get cold.
That's true.
You don't want to pull guard duty today. Me.
It's a discipline thing.
Okay.
What do you think happened to the vehicle? I mean, who cares about that, dude? You got to take out that vehicle.
I think it's probably a mobility kill, so it's not going to be moving around.
Probably a mobility kill. Yeah. Who makes that?
Let's look at
who makes that drone.
Oh, I don't know. It's like the Switchblade 600. I could go look it up. I don't want to do it. I'm lazy. Okay. Let's look at this. This is an IDF strike on Yemen. But what I thought, let me just show this. And I don't think there's sound, but I'll leave the sound on. Allah Akbar.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So isn't that we've seen.
Oh boy.
I'll play it one more time with the sound off.
Looks like a nuclear strike.
Right. We've seen lots of bombing runs on lots of different videos of this. Isn't that seem like extra?
Looks like a fuel air explosive. Napalm fuel. It looks like a fuel air thermobaric bomb. Do you think
that this bomb was intended just to kill everybody inside that building and make sure? But
fair assessment.
It seems like this is a thermobaric kind of strike.
That's a fuel air explosive.
Yeah, you don't see that very often.
See, look at the thick smoke burning.
Yeah,
that's dude. That's a fuel air explosive.
So apparently there was a high level meeting of Houthis in this building, and the IDF decided to take them out.
Some
And
nice buildings there. I mean, it's nice construction, looks nice. Who
yeah,
built it? Did the British build it?
I don't know. Yemen is nice. We should visit. We should visit there. I just thought that explosion was a little extra napalmy.
You still need to pull up the video of the T-55 V-bit.
Oh, that's a long time ago.
Dude, you got to pull it up.
Okay, well, okay, I'm going to pull it up. Can I find it? That was so long ago. That was years ago, maybe a year ago, where that VBIED that they made in a T-50.
I got it. I got it here. I got it here. I'm sending it to you.
Send it to me,
dude. You got to, dude. You got to play it, dude. It's
okay.
Oh my god!
It was a huge explosion. It was one of the biggest explosions. Where did you get this? How do you remember where this was? That's great. So we gotta. Okay, let's prep this. I have it here.
It's a T-55. Oh, it's the most produced tank in the world. I think 100,000 models of the T-54, 55 were made over the history of the vehicle.
This was at least a year ago, where the Russians took this T-55.
Says June 2023, so over 2 years ago.
Oh, okay, over 2 years ago. But the Russians took this T-55 and basically made it a remote control tank, a VBIED, a vehicle-borne improvised explosive device.
You've never seen anything like this. You think you have, yet you haven't.
They packed this thing full of C4 equivalent. They must have the most dense explosive RDX, the most dense explosive.
Press play. It's going to take a minute. We can talk. No volume.
Okay.
It's going to take a minute. So, see the tank
here's
moving
the
there.
tank.
These are Ukrainian lines.
It's rolling towards the Posádka.
Hits a mine, a dumb anti-tank mine, which would stop a $23 million Leopard. That's a T-55, hit a mine, can't move anymore.
Now it's stuck.
Now the Ukrainians are looking at it like, no infantry's coming out. It's just a tank by itself. Those are Ukrainian lines.
So the Ukrainians decide to hit it with an RPG.
Going to hit it with an RPG.
And now the effective range of an RPG is about 200 meters.
Yeah, 200. Yeah. If you can hit it that far out.
So here you are.
There's a dude right there.
They're going to finish this tank off, and they're going to wish they didn't.
But that's how it goes. Hit a mine. Yeah. Take your time. What do we do? Yeah. We got all day to hit this.
Why wouldn't you?
There's no rush, dude.
It must be suspicious that no Russians are jumping out of that tank.
Get ready.
Boom! Oh, nuclear explosion.
Go back. Do that again.
Oh, my God.
Go back again. Okay, yeah. Watch it.
They hit it with an RPG.
The wave.
They hit it with an RPG. And look at this. Boom!
Dude.
A thermonuclear detonation.
I have never seen anything like that in my life.
Unfortunately, all those Ukrainians in the Posádka are probably either dead or severely
in a trench line, dude.
Traumatized.
If you're below
not all of them.
The landline.
Not that guy standing up. That guy's standing up.
You know he should have hit the dirt as soon as he fired it, but you know he watched.
Oh, of course he did, because nothing was moving on the tank. It wasn't like it was.
At the least,
the coax wasn't pointed at him. Oh,
at least he got knocked back in the trench and probably knocked out.
He was bleeding from his ears. I mean, he had serious TBI.
What was he? 100 meters away? 75?
Maybe 150. 150.
You think it was that far?
Let's say. Yeah. Let's give him the benefit. Non-moving target RPG. If he's semi-proficient with him, he's probably pretty confident on hitting that tank.
But also you look at the Russians. That's what you were reduced to doing. That's what the tank is reduced to.
Yeah.
Some gimmick, IED, no useful function.
Yeah.
Got blown up for what? About $100? What's an RPG round cost you? Made in the 80s.
Today's dollars? Probably like $100.
I don't think so. One round, 50 cents.
Let's finish on this video because it's kind of what we were talking about.
This?
Here's a Russian soldier in a foxhole with at what I think is an RPG. Let's watch this. Let me turn the techno sound off. Here he is. Gets up.
Okay.
He's gonna shoot. Boom! He shot it the wrong way. He was holding the RPG with the rocket facing the wrong way.
Do it again.
Here we go. Here he is.
So that's the
Stands
back.
up. Yeah. Boom. You can see the flange
right on
as
the
he
back,
stands up
on the rear of the
which
RPG.
Is the back.
Right.
Yeah. So let me see. I'll stop it right here. Oh, I missed it. Look, right there. That's the flange.
That's the
back of the RPG because it. You should know that.
Is
looking at that?
Is this Spetsnaz guy VDV?
Who knows? Russian idiot.
So there is a RPG round. I don't know if it's the RPG 10, RPG 12, where it doesn't stick out like an RPG 7. It's basically an anti-tank weapon, almost like a dart or whatever, where you can't see it sticking out. It's inside. Bro.
Yeah.
Right, it doesn't. It's not like that. It doesn't protrude. That's probably what he had in there. What an idiot.
Yeah. So the only reason I think he survived, because and we can explain. But I think he survived because the RPG round, the self-propelled grenade, is rocket-propelled grenade. Sorry, RPG. It's not a high explosive. It's a explosively formed penetrator.
Well, high explosive anti-tank.
Yeah, but it's not that. It's a copper plating right here on the diagram. It's a.
I mean, it's not like you're going to stand like 6 inches from it and be okay.
I mean,
the shit does blow up.
The back blast in that situation might have hurt him anyways. Just being in a hole like that.
Right. It's going to the hole's going to contain it. You are trained to never do that.
Yeah.
FYI.
The Russians do have some RPGs. They're not RPGs, but they're thermobaric launchers that you can launch from anywhere. You can put your back against a wall and there's
soft
no back
launch,
blast.
like a soft launch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
I can't remember the name of that particular weapon, but it's a thermobaric grenade that they use primarily for urban warfare, close quarters, burning everything in sight. But I thought that was interesting.
This guy's an idiot.
Yeah, training, man. It's all about training.
You're complete idiot.
Training.
Yeah, complete idiot.
Yep, moron. Hey, that's a good War Week Friday.
End on that.
Let's end on that one. Some Russian idiot. Hey, if you like the Flash Traffic podcast, and we know you do, then
how can't you?
As always, we ask that you just do a modicum of social media bullshit.
That means a little bit.
Like, subscribe, leave a comment, forward the link to your friends or anyone, really. This is a great opportunity for you to ask questions in the comments, and we will answer them. It's great for you. Like,
please be angry.
Do Ukrainians eat borscht? And yes, borscht is a very Ukrainian thing, and the Russians tried to steal it. It's not a Russian thing. It's a Ukrainian thing.
That's sad.
Ukrainians? Yeah.
Please
do
be
Ukrainians
disgruntled.
like techno music?
Please use profanity.
Yes, they do.
In your comments.
Yes. Tell us how much you hate something of what we do, because
preferably
this
us.
it will make us better, but it will make the podcast better.
Yeah, makes us better. Just like we make Medvedev better every day.
Yes, Medvedev. And we're let's get up to 150,000 subscribers by Christmas. We can definitely do. That's our goal. We have a mark on the wall.
Christmas, what, 2030?
Subscribers.
2040?
Possibly, unless our loyal listeners, our traffickers, can help us out here.
All our traffickers
do us
out
a favor.
there, help us out.
All you traffickers, help us out. Flash Traffic Podcast, War Week Friday. Good chat. Good chat. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Boop.
The Flash Traffic Podcast.